Now, according to the RAC, 9 out of 10 cyclists are scared to share the road with motor vehicles. Why? Well, Nikita Dixon has the story.
I want to ride my bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride.
Roads are becoming increasingly dangerous for cyclists in Perth, with 9 in every 10 reporting they fear sharing the road with cars. Despite talks in 2010 of Perth becoming a cycle-friendly city, the CBD is now riddled with construction, making conditions very difficult for commuters on 2 wheels. What do you think of the current cycling safety throughout the city? Do you think it's up to standard?
I think it's pretty good. I think we're a fairly cycle-friendly city. I think where it could be improved is obviously motorists respecting cyclists more, and perhaps cyclists respecting motorists more as well. I think it does cut both ways.
I think it's been pretty slow in coming in comparison with other states. There's definitely a lot of room for improvement, especially throughout the CBD.
Personally, I'd like to see a bit of improvement. Most of my cycling comes along the riverfront here, which is quite good. However, I'm not even game to go anywhere near the centre of the city itself because, well, it's just so lacking.
I think compared to other jurisdictions and other areas, it's pretty good, pretty high standard.
Well, I think the access in Perth City, east to west, isn't too bad, but north to south is pretty dreadful. If you were an inexperienced cyclist, you wouldn't want to ride up Barrack Street, you wouldn't want to ride down William Street. It's quite difficult going north to south.
The City of Perth carried out a major survey some months ago, and there's always room to move on the safety of the cyclists into the city. It's something that will continue over many years.
If the City of Perth was to put some funding into the roads, what do you think is the most important thing that needs to be done in terms of cycle safety at the moment?
Look, I think some more designated cycle paths in the city. At the moment, we often share, we're on the road, we're sharing the road with cars, which has its hazards, but sometimes we're on the footpaths as well, and then we're sharing the footpaths with pedestrians, which creates more hazards as well. So some designated cycle lanes, I think, is very important.
I'd like to see more cycle paths coming into the city from some of the areas that currently don't have cycle paths.
Definitely a bit more pathways would certainly help. Better education on both the cyclist and the motorist part. So we all know what everyone else is doing, keeping an eye out for each other.
One thing I think there should be is absolutely a media campaign on television with regards to cycling safety, motorists with consideration to cyclists and vice versa.
If we're going to get the sort of cyclists we'd like to see riding again, that is people who like to ride slowly and on upright bikes in everyday work clothes, then we are going to need to have, in some instances, separate facilities so that they are not having to compete with buses and cars on some of the busier roads.
Once we've got it together, where cyclists and drivers on the road are respecting one another, the cyclists, the motorists have got to respect the law, the cyclists have to respect the car and respect the laws as well.
If you're cycling on the road, then you need to obey all traffic road laws, and certainly the group that I cycle with, we encourage everyone to abide by all of the road rules, because then we're demonstrating good cycling practice to the public, and hopefully we'll get the respect of motorists and vice versa.
We know there's areas of improvement. We will have our bicycle plan be coming out for public comment in the next 2 or 3 months. The state government will have theirs as well, and I think from then on we will improve, and we'll need to as well.
In the meantime, it'll be up to motorists and cyclists to work together to ensure the road is safe for all users. I'm Nikita Dixon for UnderCurrent.
I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride